Hey, what's up everybody? Prospector here with Watcher of Realms, and as you can see behind me here, we're going to be talking a little bit about this Tya Championship for Season 6 and all the things that happened. If you have any questions about this stuff, please leave it in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. Caddy and Mango, no hard feelings to any of you guys. You guys played wonderfully, but I just want to clarify a few things about this championship, because I know there was a lot of confusion about what was going on. I'm going to do my best to do that as well. But anyways, without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so this championship, I do enjoy them. I do. It always seems to be a mess for me. So just to clarify a little bit, I believe it was the first one, Season 1. I was in the first Tya Championship and everything was a mess. It was War Guides destined against myself, and man, I don't even remember who it was at this point. Yeah, I don't even remember who it was. I'd have to go back and look, but anyways, so War Guides was actually one of the other team's players and hosting at the same time, and there was a bunch of rules adjusted in the middle of the match, and it was just rough. So this time around, things seemed smooth, and they should have been smooth. There was some issues though, and I want to explain some of them as we go along here. So this here is the rules of the Tya Championship, the first glance. It was just like the match at a glance. So it's a 2v2, teamwork takes center stage. Success depends on coordination, resource management, and adapting to mechanics. So managing your test server account, coordination with your partner, helping each other out, all that stuff is going to matter. Multi-stage challenges that test overall strength, 8 stages, artifact material rate 23 through 30, count towards the final result. It's going to be 1 point per star on those stages. Fair competition, standardized resources will be sent to the test servers, and restrictions minimize power differences and focus on strategy. Kind of a key thing there. There's a lot of issues with the test server accounts that I'll explain a little bit. Match rules at a glance, stages, artifact material rate 23 through 30, 8 total, maximum of 24 points per player. Victory, 1 hour match, highest total score wins. Tiebreaker, fastest completion time. So they were tracking how fast we were completing the stages. So that was, something there. Pre-match schedule, 3 days before, upgrade your gear, level heroes, set your soul stones, and test lineups. Keep in mind that it does say set your soul stones, so that was what we thought was going to be the thing. Lineup rules, choose 1 main faction plus 1 random faction. In this rule, basically we all got to choose a faction, and then they would spin a wheel and have the other factions on there, and they would give us the other factions just completely random. All right, so restrictions during match: no forging, refining, or hero progression changes. So this does mention that we shouldn't be doing hero progression changes. I don't know if soul stones are progression changes or not. Max 5 soul stones per player. So, but that does say here you can use a maximum of 5 per match, per stage, I don't know. I don't really know that offhand. And there was some confusion in the middle of the competition and way towards the end. So I'll get to those details later. I know this is a lot to go through, but just stick around because there's a lot to explain. It's going to be a lot of talking, so I hope you kind of hang out with it. All participants get 2 times 1,000 diamonds. Winning team, server side, CD key, 100 diamonds for 3 days. And you get showcased, ID showcased, and exclusive avatar frame as well. So this is something to keep in mind as well. This is something that we had to go over. Now, onto the rules. This is what we had early on, but onto the rules that we had officially when we are like 3 or 4 days away from starting the competition. All right, so here we are with the official tournament rules. I make myself a little bit smaller so I can get out of the way. All right, so event highlights: 2v2, teamwork takes center stage. This is a 2v2 team-based competition. It's not just one individual skill, but teamwork, all that good stuff. I'm gonna kind of like glance over this stuff. If you guys want to slow down the video, pause it or whatever, you can read it in full if you want to. It's completely fine. Multi-stage challenges that test overall strength, which is kind of overall saying that you got 8 stages to work with from 23 to 30. Fair competition, skill decides the winner. To keep the competition as fair as possible, all players will receive standardized account resources, and test servers. Now, I'm gonna pause right there for a moment, okay? So here was some issues when it comes to the skill decides the winner, fair competition kind of nonsense that was saying that was gonna happen. And also, Moontown, if you're watching this, this is just fair critique. We will do better in the future. I know we will. I know you guys will get this down a lot better. And I have some ideas, so please communicate with me if you want to know a few things that we can do to try to stop this from being an issue in the future. All right, so I don't know if they had, or if Chetty and Mango had a live test server account prior to this. They might have and might not have. But I do know that they gave these to us pretty early when we knew about it. I think we had like, I don't know, 5 to 7 days, I'm pretty sure, of being on the live test server before they actually sent us resources and stuff like that, where we can kind of like prep things up, right? And these would have a lot of heroes and gear kind of on there on standard, and then we'd have a chance to like farm some stuff up too as well. So leveling up our heroes, 6-starring and promoting them, skilling them all out. And at that point, for me, I was just doing them all. I was just doing them all, to be honest with you, organizing all of the exclusive artifacts as well and leveling those up. Now, Ray, on my end, I couldn't speak to what was happening on their end. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't hear them say anything, but Ray on my end was having a ton of issues. I had the live test server already. I've had it for quite some time. I have one that I can use whenever I need to. But with Ray, so he was given his live test server account. I don't know all the details, so I just know what he kind of said along the way. He was given the live test server account. He had a bunch of missing heroes and stuff. I don't know if he spent a lot of time building up resources or leveling gear and stuff like that. I do know he works during the week, and this is his like first time doing something this big. And Next Level Ray, guys, go like and subscribe to that guy. He's a newer, smaller creator. But he does really good. He actually had a lot of guides for the artifact material raids out, which I haven't even done yet. So props to him for that. Now, there was some issues with resources going on here and there. There was some issues with some heroes not being there. And along the way, he was deciding on what factions to do. And I had suggested, well, Esotericist could be a good option to pick. But then upon looking at it further, we decided on Watchguard faction, which 3 of us did, and Ray was the only one deciding with the Arbiter faction. I think he wanted to guarantee having Valara, which was a good choice. I mean, he was thinking about the second stage, but not thinking about the ground stage prior to that. Now, because we were supposed to have our resources, forgive me, supposed to have our resources for this, I want to say like 2-3 days prior, we started looking at the accounts. I know that those guys had sent in their information about what heroes they need and stuff like that. I did as well. I can't confirm if Ray did or not. And there's a chance that he might not have. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. But when it came down to it, they sent me all of my resources. I think a couple days prior, 2 days prior, maybe a day prior. I think it was 2 days prior. They sent all the heroes and all that stuff in, and I gave them a full list. I have proof of that, actually. I have the list of heroes that I gave to them, and the reason I picked the Watchguard faction was for the ground stages. So I wanted to have Draylin and Constance to have for healing. That way it's not an issue worrying about the bottom and the top side, who's going to have healing and who isn't, right? Very important for those stages. Now, what happened from there was the heroes got sent to me. I got all of them, a huge list, even the ones I didn't need, because I just sent them the full list of all the heroes missing on the account, except for Draylin. So I didn't get Draylin. And I let them know that I didn't get Draylin, and they were telling me, the community manager was telling me that, well, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to try to put a request in. You guys got to remember that these guys work in departments. So they have like the community managing department, they have the different devs departments all over, so they have to put requests into each other, and they have to like pay each other for doing different things. I don't know exactly the full details of how it works, but I'm sure it's messy. So they came back to me and said the next day, like, I'm sorry, we can't send you that Draylin. We cannot send you another, we can't put another request in to get it sent into the live test server. And I'm like, really? So I picked the right faction that I needed. I rolled the Arbiter faction. probably the two like best options. If any two factions were gonna get all the way to like 27, 28, 29, those are the two factions that were gonna do it. Okay, I would say it had to be 2 to 3 days prior, but anyways, those are the two factions that were gonna do it. I was in really good shape. I was really happy with my factions, and then I found out that Ray was missing like 5 or 6 heroes from the Chaos faction, or one of the two factions. So between the two factions, he was missing a ton of heroes, and they didn't come in. I don't know if he didn't put the request in, or if they didn't send them, or what happened. All I know is that he didn't have them. And I think I woke up to this stuff going on, right? And in the chat, they were talking about solutions. And I already spent all week prepping this test server, especially, you know, all the heroes leveled up, all the gear leveled up. I've been grinding the stages all week long. And the community manager comes out and says, well, how about we found out that, you know, Prospector has all of the heroes that Ray needs. And Ray has all the heroes that the Prospector needs. So how about they just swap accounts? And I got obviously the other two were just fine with it, obviously, but I'm like totally ticked off right here at this point. Like, I've been not making videos all week. I've been trying to prep this account all week. We're trying to keep up with the website all week. I got a job to do, all kinds of things. I didn't want to swap accounts. I did not. So my solution was, let's swap the factions. If he has all the heroes, I've already prepped all week, did my part. If he did his part with prepping and whatever, when it comes to gear and stuff, that's on him. I mean, we talked about it a little bit, and I don't know how far he got. I was not down with swapping my test server account. That would not have been fair to me at all. I would have not been able to sleep. I would have had to work the next morning, come back and try to continue. We're talking like 20, 30 hours of like constant grinding for gear and forging and all this stuff. Now, the other team didn't seem to think that that was very cool. Everybody was like, I guess that's fine. And, you know, but one player was not happy with it. And nothing against him. It's all sketchy. It's all weird. But at this point, if I would have swapped accounts with him, I would have been totally screwed. There's no way I was going to make it, honestly. I was not going to be able to get my gear going. I've been at a complete disadvantage. Then I would be going into, it wasn't a good idea. So, through a lot of discussion, we eventually decided that it was going to be okay to just swap the factions and move forward. Now, I was now taking what Ray rolled for his second faction. So he wanted Arbiters. And his second faction rolled on the Infernal Blast faction. Awful. Absolutely awful. How are you going to take down those ground stages? I was super concerned about it. I didn't know how this was going to happen, how it was going to work. And it was a huge disadvantage for what that was. So now I had the Watchguard and Infernal faction, and he had the Watchguard Arbiter faction, which I already had pretty much some videos recorded on how to beat all these stages. He just needed to prep the test server, get his account going, and he would have been able to just follow the videos and practice a little bit and been good to go. But I still had to now figure out, without any prepping on those factions at all, I had to figure out how to beat the ground stages with one healer. So just Draylen, or just Constance, I'm sorry, just Constance, and it was hell. I had to grind anyways for like 10 hours trying to figure out how to beat this. I was just constantly, and then I didn't release any videos or anything like that, so it really hurt the channel in the end. Was not happy about it, but here we go into Saturday morning when I wake up, right? I'm like, okay, here we go. It's gonna be what it is. Ray's doing his thing. I told him, you're gonna have to make sure you get that done tonight, so tomorrow morning you're ready to go. At this point, I'm thinking he's pretty frustrated. Things aren't gonna be going well. Sorry, I know it's a lot of talking. I really do apologize for that. It's a long story. But that being said, he had said, fine, you know, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get some sleep now. I'm going to wake up. At this point, he tried with the community manager the day before to load into a different test server account. Okay. Now, he did that. He loaded into a different test server account, and then he they found out it wasn't going to work out for whatever reason, and so he closed out his emulator. You have to use an emulator for test server accounts, just in case you didn't know that. But when he changed his emulator over to, or his test server account over to this other one, he didn't have access to the original that he had. So after work, when he said he's going to go to sleep or whatever, he must work a night shift. I'm not sure his time zone. But after work, he told me or informed me that he doesn't even have access to the test server that he was on because he had to send the code over to the community manager, and that community manager wasn't working until how many hours from when he told me this? I think it was 6 or 7 hours, which would have been 11 hours prior to the deadline of starting the stream. Okay, so no access to the test server, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, you just have to wait till she gets on to work and then get on there. So then he's like, that's why he said he's gonna take a nap or go to sleep and then wake up and then just work on it throughout the night. I'm like, okay. So then I finally figure out these stages. I finally figure everything out. I get some gear going. I didn't get all the gear up that I wanted to. You see at the beginning of the live stream, I was even still equipping some heroes with gear in the morning. I spent 2 to 3 hours after waking up. I get up at like 6 a.m. This is 3-4 hours prior to starting the event. And what had happened is I opened up my phone and this is what we get. Bray's not gonna make it. He has something going on. He's got an emergency he has to deal with, and he's not gonna make it. Now, I don't know a lot about Next Level Ray. I know he's put out some good videos. He does talking in his videos. The videos are decent. I wouldn't even blame him if it was a lie. Honestly, I'm not saying it was. It sounded like it was an emergency with family members and stuff. So if he were to just say like, I'm just bailing, dude, because don't blame him. The amount of stress that comes in with this stuff is just unbelievable. You guys have to understand that. So then we're trying to figure out the day of, or a couple hours away from this event, if it's okay or what we're gonna do. We're trying to talk Banana, or maybe get Banana to join in the event. His test server account wouldn't be ready, so he'd have been my partner, so then we're gonna have like unfair advantage going on there, and etc. There's so many things and so many ideas that we came up with, and there's 3 different ideas they came up with, and that was, I'm trying to think of what it was. It was, well, I don't remember the 3 ideas, but one of them had to do with, you know, I would go 1v2. There was some really bad options for me that I was not willing to accept. 2 of them were, but one of them was I would go 1v2, and that it would be a double scores or double points for me for whatever stages I cleared. And I didn't think that was very fair either, because if I would have gone into my original factions, I would have gotten pretty far. At this point, I don't know what Mango and Patty were having issues with, or how far they thought they were going to get, but I pretty much knew exactly where I was going to end up with the bad factions. But the good factions would have gotten much further. It would have been way worse, trust me. I would have just like completely annihilated it, knowing what I know now. But we went with the ×2 points, and that's what we decided to do. And I said, you know what, at some point, I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna go in there 1v2 with double points, and knowing how far I could clear, I expected much more out of their points and what their scores are gonna be. That being said, it did not turn out anywhere near like I thought it would, but I was saying I'm gonna go into this knowing that I'm gonna lose, and just pretty much have like a damaged reputation from it. Just like looking like an idiot trying to go 1v2, and then I'm just gonna take the bad factions. I'm not going to the good factions and setting that all up and getting that all going. We had like an hour to go. There's no way we're gonna do it. I'm just like, you know what, forget it. Actually, I'm pretty sure I said F it, pretty much. Let's just get it done, get it out of the way. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna lose. Let's just clear it out of the way and get it done. Now I'm gonna continue from there. This is what we basically just started up the match at that point. Now Banana Luck was hosting. Team 1 was Mango and Chatty, Prospector, and Next Level Ray were Team 2. Next Level Ray bailed out in the morning. Artifact, or the rules here, Artifact Utility Raid stages 23 to 80. 8 stages total, 24 points at maximum. Each match lasts an hour. Both teams must clear as many stages as possible. Team with the highest total score wins. This is all stuff you guys pretty much know. If you get a draw, the team the winner will be decided by the faster completion time. Fine. The timer starts when the host officially announces the start. Total time limit is 1 hour. Lineup changes, the lineup rules, chosen faction, repeatable. We can each have the same faction for our chosen faction. The other one is random, no duplicates. So if they roll duplicates in there, they would re-roll it again. Then we get one random faction from the organizers. We already know what that was. Chatty, myself, and Mango all chose Watch Guards to start off with, and Chatty had gotten the Piercers. Mango had gotten the Chaos faction, which I didn't know if that was going to be good or bad, to be honest. And then I got the Supreme Arbiters. Ray chose the Arbiters to start off with, got Infernal Blast on top of that. So pre-match preparation, all participants have received access to live test server accounts, blah blah blah. And this has to be happening before it begins. Gear upgrading, crafting, rerolling, hero leveling, soulstone setup, lineup testing and optimization. So they did say soulstone setup, so it's kind of confusing what this happened. Important notes: do not challenge AMR stages at a time, blah 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 blah. It is recommended to test lineups on the normal test server or the global server. Match restrictions, gear forging, artifact refining, and hero progression adjustments. In addition, each player may use up to 5 soulstones. So I don't remember where it was. I saw it in some kind of rules that they had prior to the match that we would be able to use 5 soulstones per stage. Now I don't remember where it was. That's why in the middle of the match I did confirm with Banana to go and ask them guys to see if we could, but it was like way in the end of the match. Just a little tangent here. This seemed unfair to a lot of people because they did come back and say, yeah, as long as it's the same soulstones for that round or that stage, they were fine with it. That being said, we had I think we had 10 minutes left at that point, and they added 10 minutes after that for the change, or not really the change, but the confirmation or the knowledge that we didn't have at the time. Now I did try to move some awakenings around. I was stuck on 26. Chatty was sitting on 27 with a partial clear of 26, and then Mango was stuck on 24, I believe, which is the first platform version. And yeah, we kind of got stuck with that, and we did move some awakenings around, and didn't really seem like it was going to fix the issue. It honestly didn't. I didn't get any further. I don't think Chatty got any further or anything any better for him either. And then Mango, I actually talked to him, and he said it confirmed, like, I don't think it was going to make a difference anyways. And it didn't. It really didn't make any difference. Nobody got any progress from moving around the soul stones, so it kind of just wipes itself out as being an issue. It's just not an issue. Honestly, it is not an issue. Okay, so rewards: 3k diamonds, server-wide gift CD keys distributed to all players for 3 consecutive days. Your ID will showcased across the server. An exclusive avatar frame ×2, so 2 winners will get the frame. I was saying that we need to, because of all the confusion, like during the match, I was DMing them and messaging them on Discord that we should have this exclusive avatar frame given to all 3 of us. It's just one extra person, just for being good sports, and they were just saying like, we can't do that, only the winners can get it. I thought that was ridiculous. I don't know what the deal was, but they didn't do it. Anyways, this is the frame that you can get. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool frame. The losing team for participation reward for 3k diamonds, host reward for 3,000 diamonds, live stream bonus rewards, this kind of stuff. So the keys that we gave out to you and stuff, and then it has like the event flow. Okay, I'm gonna back out of this now, and you're gonna see here. I'm gonna go over a little bit of what was going on here. So I wasn't worried. This is the team that I ended up with. I had to use Cassio. It was not a good combination for the ground units. I thought I might struggle getting past 25, which actually ended up going better because I decided to heavily invest in Guldrak. At this point in time, I thought the soulstones were limited to 5 total, and you had to set them in prior to the match. So I was on the same page as everybody else. Okay. So it does go pretty well. So what I ended up doing is using constants up top to keep these guys alive. I think that's Graves, right? I think that's Graves. And Valara. And this is really stingy because Valara had 1 awakening, Gul'Drak had 4. And I figured out that you can use Codgrim down here without a healer. So Codgrim can just sit there forever and take a beating. He won't go down. But you have to have Gul'Drak put down, have Gretchen put down, and they have to survive, get off to their ultimates, and just all kinds of things, right? So then you have to swap back and forth between Cassiel and Gretchen. So this is the only good single target damage dealers that could do enough damage as this little bugger, paired with Gul'Drak and the most elite gear possible. And that's the only way to get that shield down and keep that boss sitting still. So great strategy. Gretchen is A0, Codgrim is A0, Gul'Drak A4. I went A4 just to get that penetration out of him. All right, so anyway, somewhere along the lines here, I forget where it was. Let's see if I can try to find it. It's a long stream. Should be able to hear it now. Sorry, it's a lot of music, but it's a huge difference. It like laid him out. Maybe it's just maybe I'm trying to smack him a little. So disappointed. Come on. I'm not making it past this, by the way. There's just not enough damage with the awakenings.
So yeah, please go ahead to do it. Yeah, and Prospector.
So I asked him prior to this. I don't remember how long ago it was from him coming in, but here it is where I asked him I had him come and join the channel and talk to me with everybody watching. I said I thought you could move the soul stones around from stage to stage, as long as there was only 5 total at any given point in time. So he said, I'm not sure about that. I don't remember. I'm gonna go ask the community managers and confirm this, and I'll be right back and figure it out. So,
Prospector, I come bearing good news. So apparently you can switch them around.
Okay, let's try that then.
So yeah, please go ahead to do it. Yeah, and yeah, I'll let Mango and Chatty know as well, because I think they probably think it's stuck on the same units.
All right, yeah, that's I kind of thought they were okay with it as long as there's only 5 on each stage. That's kind of what I was kind of getting, but
yeah, it makes sense. Yep.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Let me just let them know.
Okay, so I just go in and I move the awakenings off of Gul'Drak. I'm trying to get it onto Valara to see if I can get past the stage. It doesn't work. It doesn't make any changes. There's nothing I could really do about it at that point in time. Now I know that they might have tried, and if they came back and said we got extra 10 minutes just because of the confusion, I think that Mango and Chatty were kind of complaining about it, and I didn't know either way. I just remember seeing something in the rules. That's why I asked, and that's why it came back that it was good to go. But that is pretty much the story. Mango got stuck on 24, couldn't get past it because of the same issue I was having on 26 with Valara. So Valara could not take those enemies out fast enough. His Ajax was the only good option for him to try to take those enemies out. It wasn't working, and yeah, it worked on. Yeah, it was just not gonna work out for him very well. There's a little bit of RNG. He might have been able to make it if he would have had more time, or just keep running it over and over all night. But yeah, it just wasn't working out. So he got stuck there, and that's where the dual points came in, where I got 9 points for the 3 stages. To be clear, that Watchguard faction and Arbiter faction would have been way beyond what Chatty was doing. Don't believe me? Try it. Just try it. Easy 27-28. Easy. Even with the restricted awakenings. It's just an ungodly setup. You know, those 2 factions are so strong. And it would have been an easy win. Either way, just to clarify. But yes, I got stuck on, I think it was 26. Chatty got partial clear. I think it was like a 2-star on 26, and then was hard stuck on 27, I think is what was happening. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to clear that up just the best that I can. I did end up pulling the win in. We did get the avatars. They did come in during the middle of the match and tell us that we get all of the avatars, or we all 3 of us get the avatars. I'm sorry, all 3 of us get the avatars. And but yes, it was a mess, and I want you guys to know that between Mango, Chatty, and myself and Ray, you know, we don't have any hard feelings in between each other. This was just kind of like the scenario unwinding in a tornado hurricane style effect, where we were trying to compensate and keep the event going, because Moonton had already released the publication saying that this event was happening, so they didn't want it just to be canceled. And I agree with them. We had to figure out something, and this is the best that we could come up with, and that's how the event ended up being all screwed. But anyways, guys, props to all the players and all the CCs that came in there. Thank you guys for all coming and watching everybody's streams. I do appreciate it. Moontime appreciated it. All the other creators appreciated it as well. It was still a good time trying to push those stages, and very interesting. We found out some new comps as well. I'm sure we're all a little bit more smart from doing this. But anyways, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment down in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, your questions. If you need clarification, things that I've missed, or upon my rambling in here, please just feel free to ask. I will try to answer. I want this to be as transparent as possible. You guys need to know that we're all fine. Nobody's really having an issue with each other, including with what was going on with Moontime. They couldn't have predicted that Ray was going to bail. They couldn't have predicted that the test server heroes would get sent out with some missing. They probably could have went back and tried to see how they could get those heroes in there. That'd have been the best solution, I think, and everything would have went a lot more smoother. Minus Ray missing in the morning. But anyways, guys, I've been Prospector. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep digging.